Welcome back to Tam's Classy Creations, the channel where we break down projects so even a beginner can do it. Hey friends, I hope you're having a great day. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a simple quilt-as-you-go block. Then in a future video, we're going to use about 16 to 20 of these blocks and assemble a beautiful quilt. This method allows you to be really creative. This should be a really fun video. So let's get into it. Here are the supplies we need to make the blocks. We'll need a rotary cutter, we'll need thread and our sewing machine, we'll need a ruler. I have this 9.5-inch square ruler and that is the size of my finished block. Now we need backing for our quilt blocks, and that needs to be cut at least 2 to 3 inches bigger than the finished size. And I'm just using here white Kona for the backing. Then I'll need my batting. Then we need our strips. For my quilt, I'm doing black and whites. Some of these are from my scrap bin, but you will probably want to have your strips anywhere from 1 inch to 2.5. And just get them ready, and they can be any length, and we'll start putting our squares together. Now we're going to take one of our strips and put it in the corner to get started. We're going to add another strip. Try to do these different widths. Don't keep them all the same. So what I want to do, the first one always goes right side up. This one goes right side down, and it goes right on the line where our 2.5-inch strip is. We're going to take this to the sewing machine and we're going to stitch a 1/4 inch seam down from here to here. Now there's no need to back tack doing this because we're going to cut the block down to a 9.5 inch, but I do make my stitches closer together. I choose about a 1.8 for stitch length. Now you can use a walking foot with this, but there's no need, you don't have to. Now we want to bring this right side up, and I like to just finger press it. You could take it to the ironing board, but there's really no need. Now remember, you have your material, your backing, and your batting, and you're working on that. Now I would cut this, and we're going to apply the next strip. So we're going to look in our strips, and I see one that I want to do. Now, if this is too wide, we can either cut it down before I put it here and we bring it over, or after. I think I'm going to cut this one before I put it on. It's a little too wide. Now you can use a ruler or you don't have to. You don't have to be perfect, but we have to cut it. I think I need a new blade. Okay, so now we'll take the piece that we've cut and we'll lay it on the last one we sewed, and we're going to stitch it with a 1/4 inch seam from here to here. Now we're going to do what we did last time. We're going to turn our strip down and we're going to finger press it. Then we're going to add a new strip, and here's where I'm going to add some color. And we're going to do the same thing, stitch it from here to here, and we're going to continue that until we have this whole square filled. Now when we're adding our strips, we want to make sure, this one is definitely long enough. We want to make sure that when we fold them down and finger press it, that we're close to the edge here. We don't want to keep doing this, or we're not going to have a 9.5 inch block in the end. So you can even before you sew it, you can kind of lay it and make sure it lays up near the end. We'll be fine here, but you don't want to keep doing that. Now here's the finished block that we need to cut down. And remember, it's already quilted. This is the backing for our quilt. So now we need to make sure we catch our backing. The backing is a little bit smaller than our batting. So now we can cut this any way we want. We could center it, and for sure we have fabric, the backing good. You could use the 45, right here's my 45. We could line it up with one of the lines we have on the quilt, and as long as we, each 4, we might have to go here. Okay, and I think we need to move that just a little bit more if we want to cut it here. The backing is right there. We could do that. We could move it here. Any way you want to cut it. And then what you're going to do is just cut your block. Now this is what your finished block will look like. Go ahead and make about 16 to 20 of these and use the same pattern that you have used. Like I chose black and white for all of them and added some color. Here's another one that I have made. So I did the same general style. I hope this video inspires you to make your own blocks and then eventually a quilt. If you have any issues or questions for me, leave them in the comments. Hopefully my video makes it easy for you to understand. Thanks for watching all the way through. That's all I have for you. See you next time.